And today would be vlog day 993. Good morning. I'm on my way to have coffee with Lerka, who I haven't seen in a long time. I remember Lerka from the video we made when I was on my break between seasons of my vlog, which did happen a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, about visiting art galleries in Paris, which is great because she is an art consultant, which is a fascinating job. I'm gonna grab a waffle with her. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the game, a couple of updates, but with the game in particular, meetups. If you didn't know how the meetups work, you're supposed to be asking at the waypoints, and they're supposed to tell you. Don't know how well that's working. It doesn't seem to be working super well. Like 2 people figured it out that way. Not sure if anybody else is. But that's how it's supposed to be working. I got a lot of other stuff I wanted to talk about, some other updates. But in the meantime, you know, metro time.
That'd be really gross.
Fresh waffles. Very good staging. You're gonna stage your coffee as well?
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening? I'm waiting.
Oh, are you
Oh no, you can do it. I'm just waiting for you to finish staging everything. All right. I've been thinking that today is Sunday. Literally, I've been thinking that today is Sunday all the way up until about an hour ago when I realized it is not Sunday. I don't know why. The calendar doesn't mean anything to me anymore as far as like what day of the week is it actually. Who knows? I wanted to talk about the game a little bit today, and there were some ladies that came in apparently to the Peloton while I was there that were playing the game that didn't say hi. But I appreciate. I think they didn't come over because I had my headphones in and I was working, so I appreciate that. But you can always come in at least say hi if I'm working. It's fine to say hi. Just, you know, then you can lead me to my work. But nothing wrong with that. A couple of updates also about the wheel for those of you that are tracking the fact that Paris is passing some anti-scooter laws just to try and keep the sidewalks free of wheelie devices. I just asked a police officer, he said, for one, that's not enacted yet, so don't worry about it too much. And for two, yeah, I don't know, he just seemed cool with it. So I think the general atmosphere around the wheels is good. People are really just annoyed with the scooters more than anything. That's just a random aside on the informational front for the wheel lovers out there. But for the game, ladies, thanks for coming in and playing the game this morning, and everybody that I've met that's playing the game so far. Really, really appreciate it. Love to hear more about it. For those of you who are doing the riddles, Kate is gonna be helping me get the riddles up and running here soon. For those of you that have done the beta survey, thank you for doing it. You should have the clue to the beta riddle. When you go to collect your points to get your postcards, they have that riddle there. So even though the rest of the riddles aren't ready yet, that one is. You can collect your 10 points, get your postcard for doing the beta. Just make sure at the Peloton or at Bon Esprit, you tell them you've done the beta and they have the riddle there for you. That's important. The other thing is, the advancement of the riddles is coming. So for those of you that are coming to Paris in the next couple of weeks, probably not this week, won't be ready this week, but I'm trying to get the keywords out to all the waypoints. And the idea behind the riddles is gonna be that you'll be able to go to travelunlock.com, download a riddle sheet. Each riddle, I wrote a bunch of ridiculous riddles that all rhyme and that shouldn't be very easily Googleable, if they're Googleable at all. You go, you download the riddle sheet, and you try to fill in the blanks. If there are 2 blanks in a riddle, which most of them have 2 blanks at the moment, then you're gonna need help filling in one of those blanks to get the other blank filled in. At least that's the idea. Different waypoints are gonna have different keywords for different riddles. So you go in, you ask them for help with the riddle, they fill in one of the keywords, and then somewhere in that neighborhood, ideally, depending on the situation, I'm trying to figure all this out still, you're able to go out and figure out that riddle by exploring in the neighborhood a little bit. And they'll probably be able to help point you in the right direction, because I mean, they're all really nice, and assuming they've solved the riddle themselves, because some of them may not solve. I don't know that I'm gonna help them solve the riddles themselves. I'm paying attention to construction zones here. Another random side note, while I'm being distracted, this bike lane is getting so close to finished. It's amazing. I don't want to be on the sidewalk. This is great. If there are more bike lanes like this around the city, no problem. I won't be on the sidewalk. Wow, we're going around in circles right now, but the reason that matters is because what if I want to go slow and ride with my friends? Like, I've got friends that are walking. I want to ride with them for a minute, like I just did with Amber for a minute. I don't want to get kicked off my wheel. I don't want to carry my wheel. I can ride nice and slow like this. Look at how slow I can ride. Very conversational pace. We have come to the end of the glorious finished bike lane. I think it's time to hang a left here and go down to the river. That's what I wanted to do in the first place, so, and I've got the perfect excuse, I suppose. Salut. Ouais, toi? Hey. They watered me and I'm out. The terrace is mostly open right now. This is such a good spot to grab a beer and just sit and watch the world go by. I was gonna do a time lapse while I was here, but gotta keep going. I haven't had lunch yet and I'm just gonna go home and have lunch. You know, the magic. But first, tunnel by wheel. Well, that was satisfying. I don't think I've ever gone that direction before. Maybe once on a bike, never by wheel. Happy to do it. Anywho, I'm just feeling pretty good about life in general right now. Oh, I just wish, it's in moments like this though, when you're going through the tunnel or when you're up here right now where I'm at, where it's just a long straightaway, no cars, no pedestrians. Oh, they wish I could go so much faster. Someday I'm gonna buy a bigger, faster wheel. Not that much bigger, hopefully, but faster, and that'll be a glorious day too. So, riddles, we covered riddles. Beta, the beta riddle is really important. Patrons, I'm gonna send you a patron-only riddle here soon too for even more bonus points. Make sure you get your postcards. Thanks to everybody who's been really patient as we disseminate things. One of the things I'm learning about this too is that just, you know, the people that run these cafes and bars and everything, like they're very busy. They've got a lot on their plate. So wanting to make sure that I, you know, stay on top of things. It's a completely different level of like kind of management at this point. Just trying to stay on top of things, remind people of things. But it's also been really encouraging, like just talking to Amandine at Maison and Jeff at Fringe yesterday, that reminder that they see value in it. They're excited to be a part of it, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, we want to be better about this, we want to get better on this. So it's really good, and I don't know, managing relationships and expectations and trying to stay on top of all this. There's a bit of a learning curve, but also, you know, I just got to trust this a little bit more. I got to trust the people I'm working with, and I got to trust the idea that I have. You know, I got to trust that the game is worth doing and that people want to be a part of it. Thankfully, so far they do. Okay, gonna bounce around here. And of course, just like filming, this is exactly why I got this wheel. I know we're between the game and the wheel a lot. It's just, this is back and forth a lot today, but a large part of the reason I got the wheel was just so I could zip around and get like fun moving footage safely with my hands free. Cause like when you're on a bike, which I like to film when I'm on a bike, for one, I can't film on a bike with this thing, like with my full-sized camera, just it's too much. And for two, you still need one hand to be safe, at least one hand to be safe on a bike. But with the wheel, I needs no hands to be safe, and I'm having a grand old time just zipping around. Whee, here we go, see, look at that. And away we go. Look, ma, no hands. Just kind of forgot. I'm just kind of riding around right now because the Gilets jaunes are probably going to be out tomorrow, and you know, won't really be able to ride around down here and enjoy it as much. For those of you that keep asking about the Gilets jaunes, it's only a Saturday thing, mostly an annoyance, not that hard to avoid. Don't change, I would not cancel plans to come to Paris. Somebody asked me if they should cancel their like study abroad in Paris for that. No, still come. It's great. I still love living here. Everything's for the most part fine. There are moments, of course, but they're moments you can easily avoid. And I just don't talk about it because it really doesn't, it's not a thought for the most part. So for those of you that are like, why don't you talk about the Gilets jaunes? It's because it doesn't really affect my daily life. It only affects my Saturdays. And you know, only really affects my Saturdays if I'm not paying attention and forget that there are certain metro stops that I probably won't be able to get to on a Saturday. And that's my thoughts on the Gilets jaunes. Just don't worry about them. In the meantime, just excited to be back on my wheel. Yeah, okay. Other game things. Thanks for your patience. Riddles are coming. Don't forget to get your postcards on your way out of town. It's free to play. Obviously, still enjoy. Attention! Side note, if you're a tourist, do look both ways before you cross both streets and bike lanes. What else? I feel like there's something else I should be saying right now. I feel like there's something else. I'm gonna figure it out, but maybe I'll just wait till I get home to figure it out. I'll be back. I think I pretty well covered it on my ride home, which is a lovely ride home. I bit off a lot with this project as a whole. Like it's a lot to chew. Definitely learning a lot. Glad that I didn't roll it out quite as big as I was thinking originally. I was thinking I'd have more waypoints sooner, and then I figured, why don't we just see how this goes? And I'm glad I did that. Planning on filling in more holes in the map with more waypoints. I have 2 more maps like with suggested routes to take through Paris, and just fun spots to go if you're not very familiar with the city. Some if you are familiar with the city, and hopefully gets you out and about a little bit more. That is all coming if you just want to keep, just hang out, keep an eye on travelandlock.com and this, but at the very least, if you were to come today and play the game, based on everything I'm hearing from everybody that's played it, at the very least, you'll have a very good experience going to some cool places, meeting some interesting people, and getting good food, good beer, good coffee, good wine, good whatever, wherever it is that you end up going in the game. And that's for me kind of the core element that is most important, is that even if there are hiccups and things don't work exactly right, and it could be better, at the very least, thankfully, it seems that everybody's having a good time, and hopefully it makes your trip to Paris a little bit warmer and more welcoming at the very least. And eventually we'll have it up and at like full game status, and that's when I'll open that champagne bottle, which is another thing I need to talk about. Maybe I'll talk tomorrow about like where I'm at with my goals. Falling off the horse on a lot of them, or I'm behind on a lot, or just don't know where they are. So we can talk about that tomorrow perhaps. And in the meantime, I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning I suppose that, and I hope that you're having a great day wherever it is you are. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow for my Saturday, not Sunday or Monday. Tomorrow is Saturday. I've figured that much out at this point. All right, see you tomorrow.